Hello, this is the third workshop on writing nonfiction for magazines in the series for the Township Sun through its Young Voices program. The topic of this one, linking your story to the larger web of our lives, one of the three key ingredients, I think, to a really good story for magazines. The previous ones being getting to the heart of the story and writing concisely and beautifully. In linking your story to the larger web of our lives, I think this is where you're going to take your story to another level of significance, importance, of interest to your readers. And I come up with this ingredient to a good story from the point of view that everything is connected in one way or another. So the story on pollution in a given lake affects the food that we eat, affects our health, etc., etc. The links go all out. It's the web of our lives. And that food that we eat has to do with policy at the government level and so on. An example of me being taught this, as I mentioned in the first recap of the workshops, Charles Berry was one of my teachers and mentors. As editor of the Sherbrooke Record, when I was reporting for the Record many years ago, he called me over one day and said, "Scott, I think I have a story for you, if you're interested. My ex-wife has received a notice that she will not be getting her GST refund before Christmas." And I thought, okay, sure, I'll do this story. He said, "But I think this might be a more significant story." And he immediately linked it to a larger web. And that was, if this one person in the townships wasn't getting a certain amount of money back from the government that they were due, then how many others across Canada were not going to be getting that, and how important would this be to them? So I interviewed this person and the other people involved, the government, I don't remember the details, but Charlie then said, you know, you could probably sell this to a national newspaper like the Montreal Gazette. And so I did. And then it was picked up and played on CBC National News, because the realization was that many Canadians weren't going to be getting important money before Christmas. Charlie had linked this very quickly to the much larger web. This wasn't a local story, it went beyond that. That's just one small example of linking your story to something larger. It can be a very brief thing in a story, in another story, but it raises the level of that story, the interest and importance of it. To do this, my tips are looking at your story from a broader vision, looking at it, how might this be important beyond the story itself? To our neighbors, to other places, other provinces, to other subjects. And doing this, you want to think with knowledge and experience beyond your story itself. This is where it helps to be a generalist, in fact. I studied Canadian Studies, a general Bachelor of Arts degree. That helped, as opposed to a journalism degree, which probably does teach some broad knowledge, but the general Bachelor of Arts gave all kinds of broad knowledge, helpful in reporting for magazines or newspapers. Without any such degree, you can simply be reading on a lot of subjects, listening to radio, watching television news, getting your news and your stories and so on from a wide variety of media. When you're researching your story, the way you can link yours to something larger is by asking a lot of questions. Many and different questions, and from many and different sources. And then you want to be thinking about the current affairs that are important to your readership beyond your story. Does your story have any relation to other things that are happening in your world at that time? And sometimes that may even bring you to the actual heart of your story. Or it just may be a link that you make within the story. And that brings us right back round to the heart of the story and the three elements that are key ingredients to good nonfiction writing for magazines, getting to the heart of the story, writing concisely and beautifully, and linking your story to the larger web of our lives.